Hi, Ange. Hope you're well. If
Yeah.
if I could, obviously the sad news today in Scottish football surrounding the death of Walter Smith. I mean, I'm maybe not a man that you maybe came across personally, but obviously the club would a massive miss to Scottish football.
Yeah, obviously, condolences to his family, all those closest to him. And yeah, I mean, I obviously just heard the news as well. And I can't recollect actually coming across him during my travels, but well aware of his standing as a manager and, his record both at club level and national team level. And more importantly, I think you see the measure of the man when the people who are sort of giving the tributes today. I mean, I just heard Ali McCoist who eloquently put it that he was just a great man, and a sad loss for Scottish football for sure, but someone who, like all of us, we all want to sort of try and make our mark as people as much as in our profession, and he's one of that rare breed that definitely did that.
Did you ever hear the name of Walter Smith when you were coming up as a manager? I mean, is he a man that sort of transcended across the globe in that sense?
Yes. Australia, I know, but yeah, well aware of Walter Smith, mate. Well aware of his record at, like I said, at Rangers, with Scotland, at Everton. His standing in the game worldwide is, trust me, I know him very, very well, and particularly, I guess, the era that I grew up, he was one of those, people who you knew had a great standing in the game, even from the other side of the world. So I can assure you that his loss will be felt globally, and Australia, absolutely, because as I've said many times, there's a really strong, expat community there that, from Scotland, UK, who'd be, as I said, saddened by his loss.
You know, the rivalry of Celtic and Rangers now, it takes a special man to bridge that gap, and that was something that he did. I mean, the outpouring of emotion from Celtic fans today even just sort of show you the respect he has, eh?
Yeah, as I said, we all try and live the best life we can possibly live, and try and, set the highest possible sort of standards for ourselves as in our profession and as people. But it's not easy. But like I said, he's one of that rare breed that is that I don't know. I guess for me, for all of us, for somebody to say that we were a great person goes beyond just what we did, and I think that's what you're sort of referring to, that irrespective of rivalries or who he managed, or people saw the man and had nothing but respect for him.
Many thanks, Ange. Thank you.
And just looking ahead to tomorrow night's game, what are you expecting from Hibs? They kind of have had a bit patchy form recently.
Yeah, but I think it'll be a good challenge for us. I think they're a good side. As you said, their form last probably 2 or 3 weeks, has been patchy. But I think the Rangers game, they were well in it. Up until they got the red card, and before that, their form was really good. So, be a tough contest. I think they're strong defensively, but they've also got some threats going forward. So, for us, it'll be a good challenge tomorrow for sure. We've got to play well to perform well to get a result there. So, looking forward to it.
And in terms of players for you, is it a case of as you were from Saturday?
Yeah, everyone's got through well Saturday. And, as I said, I think after the game it was great just to get some game time into Giacomarcus Juranovic, who'd missed a bit of football, obviously, and all the ones who played or sort of were in the squad got through really well, and training's been good. So, the same sort of group fit and available.
And obviously you had the luxury of bringing 3 attackers on at the weekend. I don't think you had the option of bringing in anyone on a few weeks ago because of the way things were. Is it good to have kind of decisions to make with selection wise, but the best players for these games in that front three?
Yeah, I think, look, it's an important part of sort of, all teams I've managed, because I just think playing football the way we do, late in games, not just even between games, but late in games, being able to put on attacking players certainly reinforces the principles I want in the team, because, if you can add attacking players when the game sort of opens up and the opposition are tiring a little bit, it can just mean we can maintain our levels of, intensity, our tempo, our albity to take it to teams, and to throw on Liel and Mikey Johnson and Albie late in the game, I think it makes a difference for us, and certainly with those three, and also James Forrest not being too far away, when I was sort of any team I've put together, I've always kind of like to have multiple threats up front, and as you said, we haven't been able to have that so far. We've been really restricted, not just between games, but even off the bench. So it's great to have those options.
And it could be a big boost even just to leave Liel out for 80 minutes on Saturdays, because he's a 19-year-old guy who's just come to a new country, a new team, and he was playing every week, starting every week. There's a lot of expectation, especially for a winger who maybe have to flit in and out of games at times as well.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. And it was always my concern. Unfortunately, we just didn't have options, and we just kept putting him out there. And to his credit, he gives everything every game, But as you said, he's 19 years old. And to be honest, when we signed him, I didn't think he would play probably this much initially. Obviously, we had James Forrest who could play there, but then James, has had his own issues during the build-up. We lost Mikey. So, we've been limited in the players we've been able to play. And I think it was important, first opportunity we got, to give Liel just a little bit of a rest and sort of freshen him up mentally and physically, and like I said, take a little bit of the pressure off him, which, like I said, to be fair, he's carried really well. He's scored important goals for us. He's had important assists for us in big games in Europe and in the league. So, it's great just to give him a little bit of a spell, and he'll be ready to go.
Hi, Ange. I just want to ask you, I know you're talking about the attackers there, but how pleasing is it that you've had the 3 clean sheets in a row? Do you feel as though that you're beginning to find something there defensively?
Yeah, look, I've said a few times, it's not about the clean sheets, it's about how we defend. And, the opposite of sort of what I was talking about in the front is that we've got a really sort of settled defence line, which I think is important for sure when you're talking about organisation. Having some sort of understanding helps that, and sort of the back four now, and Joe as well has been a lot more settled. We've made 1 or 2 changes here and there, but for the most part they've been settled, and I think that's helped. But we've defended well as a team. I mean, look, I know people keep harping on about it, but we obviously got played for 2 very good teams in Betis and Leverkusen, who put 4 past us, but aside from that, teams have struggled to score against us. So I don't think it's been that much of an issue as others have made out. But from my perspective, our defensive work is as a collective, and our strikers are working hard, midfielders are working hard, and gives the opportunity for our defenders and Joe to have sort of minimal impact on our goal.
Yeah, and you say it's not about obviously the clean sheets. What are the indicators that you've noticed that the team are defending well? What is it exactly you kind of look for from the players out of possession?
Yeah, just our compactness, our ability to keep the opposition out of the box. Particularly sort of, you look in the Premiership, a lot of teams tend to play on the counter-attack and, like getting bodies in the box from set pieces, and so we've really minimised that. I think if you look over the last sort of few fixtures, and even in the European game, the amount of entries into the box have slowly dwindled, which means we're defending higher up the park. We're a lot more compact. So they're the kind of things, because what is, as I said before, you can talk about a clean sheet, but as I said, Leverkusen kept a clean sheet against us, but that was because they had an unbelievable goalkeeper on the day. That doesn't mean you've got a good defensive setup. And if you're relying on your goalkeeper to make unbelievable saves, or, there's a couple of other games where we've hit the post a few times, and if that's people's definition of good defending, then my definition's a little bit different.
And is there any update on Christopher Julian? Is he any closer to coming back into training or contention?
No, he's training I kind of said, and I think maybe people misinterpreted what I said, but we kind of said we get him back into team training after the last international break, and he's got back into team training, but he's missed a hell of a lot of football, and for us it's a bit difficult when you can't get him game time to just throw him into a fixture. So we'll take our time with him. The pleasing thing, as I said, he's been training with the team, and we'll just continue monitoring his progress. He's working hard on and off the field, and when we feel he's ready, we'll put him in. But at the moment, the focus is on just making sure he gets a good block of training.